Cloudlands Canyon State Park this morning here in northwest Georgia, right below Chattanooga. It's day after Thanksgiving, and we are opting outside today. We're going to do the Sitton Gulch Trail this morning. It's actually approaching noon, I guess. It's probably about 11 o'clock. Cloudlands Canyon is state park, as I said, here in northwest Georgia. I've done a previous video, day hike video. I'll link that up here, down in the description up here at the top of the screen, where I did the West Rim Trail. That was about a 5-mile trail that follows, begins on the East Rim and then follows kind of a large lollipop type trail out on the West Rim. Today we're going to go down into the canyon following the Waterfalls Trail, which is about 1.5 miles, I guess, in total, out and back. But we will get off of there onto the Sitton Gulch Trail, which is listed as the most difficult trail here, strenuous trail in the park. Haven't been on it before, excited to go check it out. I'm not sure if you could see when I first started filming, but there are a lot of people here today. I'm hoping, since this is supposed to be the most difficult trail, there will not be many people at Sitton Gulch. So not sure how much video I'll be shooting here at the beginning till we get through where most of the people are, but I'm sure we'll have some good shots here for you along the way. Hope you're opting outside today. I don't think I mentioned this at the start, but Sitton Gulch is about 5 to 6 mile trail, and today it's about 40 degrees right now. Woke up this morning about 31 degrees. It's up around 40, 41, 42 right now, so a little chilly, really breezy here in the canyon. Yeah, as I said, you got to get down to the trailhead for Sitton Gulch first, and that's on the way down to the falls. And so it's a ton of steps and stairs on the way down. So if you're familiar with Amicalola or one of those where you have these long stretches of steps, it's kind of what we're looking at here. Ooh, a lot of water on the trail too. You see lots of water coming off. Yeah, just we're about halfway down now. It's the West Rim. And you can barely see Hemlock Falls there peeking through. I believe that's Hemlock Falls down there. All right, we'll keep going. All right, so we're just at about the junction here to split off to Sitton Gulch, as you can see right in front of us. If we take a left, we get over to Hemlock Falls. A little ways up, you can see it just coming out there between the trees. And we may hit that on the way back, although I may go to Cherokee, since I haven't been to Cherokee before. I've been to Hemlock. But we're going to take it right here. I'm going to get over to the bridge and skip a layer or so, because I'm already starting to heat up a little bit. And man, there are lots of beautiful views here, and lots of people on the trail today. Awesome to see for a Black Friday. A little bit better view of Hemlock right up there near the top, middle of the screen. All right, we'll check in a minute. All right, so finally made it here onto the Sitton Gulch Trail. It's really pretty here. At the beginning of the trail, I hadn't been down here before, but I'll show you here in a second when we get to a flat spot. Basically what this looks like it's going to be is about 2 to 2.5 miles downstream here at the bottom of the canyon, mostly downhill, of course, and then a return trip uphill. I'm not sure how much elevation or how steep that'll be, but I guess we'll see once it's all said and done. You can see here behind me. Hopefully we get a lot of this on the way down the trail. I'm going to stop probably once I get to the end of the trail, stop, eat some lunch, turkey sandwiches, of course, and then we'll make the trip back. We'll see how it goes. All right, well, we've been in the canyon now for just about a mile, and you can see canyon walls are still pretty steep and pretty high. That's looking up at the West Rim. But man, just about as beautiful a trail as I've been on. Of course, it's, as I said before, mostly downhill, but following along the creek here. Can't remember the name of the creek, but I'll get that for you. Put it up on the screen. This is looking over towards the west rim. You see, just looking ahead, it looks like it'll start to get a little less severe for the next mile. I don't know that that's true. I just kind of have a feeling right now, but we'll see. But man, just a beautiful trail. I'll tell you, Northwest Georgia, Chattanooga area. Starting to fall in love with this place more and more every time I come up here. Just everything seems to be beautiful out here. All right, we'll catch up in a few. We're about 2 miles in now. Pretty sure the trail dead ends here into the town of Trenton, where we'll turn around and make our way back. Kind of go upstream at that point. Trail's just about the same. Beautiful trail, descending most of the way. Making good time though. It's a pretty easy graded trail. Looks like the creek is getting a little, stream is getting a little wider down around this area. Let me see if I can get a shot of it behind me. Still running pretty rapid down there though. So, all right, well, we'll check in when we get to the end, and then I'm going to try to find a good spot to sit down and eat some lunch. All right, so made it to the trailhead here at the far end of Sitton Gulch Trail. Looks like there's a parking lot here with a state park kind of honor payment box. So looks like a number of people I saw. I only saw about 10 people on this trail. Looks like probably a fair number of them came from this end. So worked out to be just about 2.9 miles from the parking lot up top. So it'll be about a 6-mile round trip. No real nice place to eat around here, so I'm going to make my way back a little bit till I get back to the river. Daniels Creek, I believe, is what it's called. I looked it up a few minutes ago on the map, but as soon as I find a good spot, I'm gonna pull off the trail, find a rock to sit on, eat some lunch, show you where it's at once we get there. All right, well, this makes my top 10 list of lunch stops along a day hike. Found a nice rock here, jutting out in the middle of Daniel Creek. Tearing up a few, I shouldn't say a few, a couple of leftover turkey sandwiches. I guess about a quarter of the way in the return trip here on Sitton Gulch Trail. Man, I know I've said this a number of times, but as far as day hikes go here in Northwest Georgia, Cloudlands Canyon State Park is got to be where it's at. It's just south of Chattanooga, here in the northwest corner of the state, near Chickamauga. Lots to do up here. It's only about a 20-minute ride into Chattanooga. And the campground here is really nice. Come around this time of year and the walk-in campsites. There are probably 4 or 5 people over there, and that's in a pretty large area. There's no one camping around us. Just a great state park. This has probably been my 4th or 5th trip to the state park, and the 3rd time I've camped at the walk-in campsites. And by walk-in, I mean a very short walk from your car, so you could take a full car camping setup with no problem. There just aren't any, of course, no hookups for electricity or water, but there is a bathroom in the area. So I highly recommend it. I'm going to show you a few more sights on the way back. There's some good shots, I'm sure, of some waterfalls on the way back. But man, I couldn't imagine being in a Walmart or in a shopping mall right now on Black Friday. I'm glad to see there's so many people opting outside today here at this park, and I'm sure at other parks around the state and around the country. So that's a good thing, seeing a lot of kids out here, and that's always a nice sight to see. However, I do like to kind of hike on my own and get away from people on these hikes, and the Sitton Gulch Trail allows you to do that. So I'm going to finish up lunch here, and then I'll be on my way back, and I'll check in on the way. All right, so we made it a good chunk of the way back. Just pulled off here to take a little look at the creek, but the hike gets a little more strenuous, obviously, on the way back. I would not call it incredibly difficult. I would just say a bit more strenuous. There are some pretty steep uphills, but then it levels off pretty quickly, or it gives you a bit of a downhill feel to get your breath back, but it will get your heart pumping a little bit. So anyway, we're going to keep moving. All right, well, that brings us to the end of the Sitton Gulch Trail. We're just on the bridge right here that walks across from one end of the canyon to the other, from the east to west, to get on the Gulch Trail. So we're on the boardwalk now, ready to tackle all of these steps, but I think before I do, I'm going to check out Hemlock Falls. Probably be a lot of people down there. So I'm not sure how much I'll video, but we'll see when we get there. If I don't see you before then, I'll check back in when we get to the car. All right, that's Hemlock Falls. I'm really surprised there's no one down here climbing on these rocks. All right, so this is probably the hardest part of the whole hike. It's getting back up the stairs, but nice and easy. Sooner or later you make it to the top. So we just left Hemlock Falls. The split off for Cherokee Falls is actually up a little bit higher up. So haven't ever been to Cherokee Falls before, so we're gonna hit that before we head back to the car. All right, let me huff and puff my way back up these steps. All right, Cherokee Falls. Just a really brief few steps right away from that junction. Can't believe I didn't come here last time I was here. Yeah, well worth the extra few. Not even a quarter of a mile, maybe 100 yards off trail. All right, well, that's a wrap here from Cloudlands Canyon State Park. We tackled the Sitton Gulch Trail, and on the way back hit Hemlock Falls and Cherokee Falls. Not a bad day. Did about 6 to 6.5 miles in total. Weather was beautiful. If you haven't been out to Cloudlands Canyon, get out here as soon as you can. It's a beautiful park, some beautiful trails. A lot of people on the weekends. If you can make it during the week, on a weekday, that would improve your chances of having a little bit of peace and quiet. But even today, day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, opt outside. A lot of people here. Once you get out on the trail, things kind of spread out, and it doesn't feel like it's very crowded at all. So, all right, well, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of stuff coming out here as we go into 2019. All right, we're out for now. Thanks for watching.